Hey folks, welcome back to Horsepower for an Hour. This was a blast this week. We got a chance to head out to Porsche. When you step into any Porsche, it's a good time. But when you step into a 911, there's a sense that you're not only about to drive a world-class sports car, but you're also driving an icon.
The look of the car itself, the Porsche, is off the charts. The great thing about a Porsche is just holding the keys is an experience. When people know you have a Porsche, they know that you're into the driving experience. So when we take a Porsche on a test drive, this is like an hour-long test drive because you got to take it everywhere. You got to bounce up on the freeway. You got to take it through the canyon roads, and then you just have to drive by some crowds because this car impresses in a way that no other vehicle does. The Porsche has branding that is so long, so institutionalized, and when you get in the car, take a test drive, you will see why. If it's your first Porsche experience, congratulations, because this car will absolutely rock your world like no other drive.
No matter what model you're driving, it's a blast, but when it's a Targa, it gets even better. Over the past 15 years or so, Porsche has released probably about a dozen new models ranging from roadsters to SUVs, but the 911 serves as the quintessence of the company's iconic sports cars. Back in the early 60s, I think it was, the car was priced about $5,500. Here, 50 years later, the dual-clutch transmission costs nearly that much on its own. In 1966, a new model debuted called the Targa, and it's lived a somewhat storied life in the 911 lineup. Now, here in 2015, Porsche's reinvented it with the all-new Targa 4S and that fully automatic retractable top. Now, we timed the entire process of top up to top down right at 19 seconds. That's German engineering at its best, man.
Can you think about 4.4 seconds, 0 to 60, top track speed of 182, and you're still consuming MPG, fuel consumption in the city, 18, on the highway, 25. That's engineering at its best. Unbelievable speed. It's such a cool car to drive. The Porsche is the best.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the code. The 4S is code for all-wheel drive with the upsized 3.8-liter flat six. The engine is an E-ticket kicking out 400 horsepower with 325 pound-feet of torque and that world-class 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. We've talked about it here many times on our show. We'll continue to talk about it. There's absolutely no equal to that Porsche PDK. Holy smokes, people. The gearing in the car is really the quiet star, at least in our opinion, to this powertrain. Just as Spence alluded to a moment ago, 182 miles an hour top speed. And to further add to the overall superiority in this vehicle, it's the dynamic chassis control, that torque vectoring system, and that launch control. Unbelievable. Second to none. Talk about pure and precise takeoffs. Nobody comes close to Porsche. We've driven almost every car on the planet, Spence. I can't think of any ride that is more thrilling than Porsche.
Think of all the brands that you see, all the brands that you hear about. Porsche always rocks our world, the best on the road.
Big shout out now to our friend Keith Goldberg out at Rusnick Porsche in Westlake, California. This guy knows his cars. He's a blast to be around. He's a car guy through and through. Every time we head out to Porsche, whether it's parts, sales, or service, every single representative out there is knowledgeable, well-prepared, and can solve any problem you might have. One thing's for sure, any model that you want, you're going to find out at Rusnick Porsche.